for you, this is about a brand new constitution.
We should talk about, yes, we need a brand new constitution. I'm trying to say that for those who say they don't want a no-go area, they have a point. Because we need to discuss everything under the heaven.
Well, we have been told, the advisory committee, I don't know if you heard the words of Mr. Okunromuboy. He said very clearly that this conference, when it's going to hold, will not have a no-go area. That is what the president... In fact, I remember him very clearly, not just saying it here. I also remember him thanking the president very clearly for that one allowance, that it's going to be a no-holds-barred conversation. So don't you think that we are on the path to that?
Let me just go straight to the other side. But before I come to no-go area thing, I want to say one thing. If you want to do a constitution that will be no-go area, and you don't want to get to the National Assembly, I'm not saying I support that. I'm trying to point out the reality. You have constraints of legitimacy. Clearly, the 1999 Constitution does not allow, it jealously guards its position as the Constitution, does not allow any other provision. In fact, you're calling for a coup d'etat. And I use these words very advisedly, with all sense of integrity. What's a constitution? What's a coup d'etat? Lawyers call it revolution. It could be bloody, it may not be bloody. A revolution in law simply means when you overwhelm government in a way and manner not contemplated by the Constitution. I read section 2. It's clear. What people are calling for actually is a revolution. Section 1, subsection 2. It says, the Federal Republic of Nigeria shall not be governed, nor shall any person or group of persons take control of the government of Nigeria or any part thereof, except in accordance with the provisions of this Constitution. When the military come, they suspend all these provisions. You cannot have two legal orders in the same place. So I want to appreciate the position of the government, even though I'm not taking it. They cannot have legitimacy without handling the National Assembly issue with kid gloves. Because right now, you have the Constitution. Whether we like it or not, whether it's a lie or not, it governs our business. It governs our transactions. For us to have legitimacy attached to what we are doing, you cannot ignore the National Assembly. It's unfortunate, but that's the truth. Anybody who says we can have a constitution without even amending Section 9 of the Constitution is wasting his time. That's an amendment of Constitution. Very elaborate provision. All the states, 2/3, National Assembly, House of Reps, 2/3, House of Senate, 2/3. We can cooperate with them to even make an amendment that once we finish by referendum, it should automatically be binding on it. They have to amend.
What about that part where they're talking about not just alteration now, but to give themselves the powers to give the country a new constitution?
They are not qualified to do it, with due respect. I respect them in the National Assembly. I respect them.
Why do you think they're not qualified?
They're not qualified. You don't preside over a decision that will affect you, affect your pocket, affect your life. We're going to decide whether we want a bicameral legislature or unicameral. Do we need House of Senate, House of Reps? We're going to decide that.
And you say this should be by referendum?
Yes. And we're going to decide, is it going to be part-time? Do you want you on full-time? All the remunerations you're getting? We're going to take that decision. You cannot be in a position to decide your case.
How do you see the views of the average... How do you see... Because you talked about the average man on the street.
Yes.
How do you see their views being collated and getting up there and being heard?
That is the job of the commission set up by Mr. President. It's not going to be easy.
Is it the same advisory committee we just saw in every state?
In fact, I will advise them to work in tandem with National Assembly. Send their proposal to National Assembly. Let them give you the backing of law. We need them. You cannot have two sovereigns in one place. It's unfortunate. This constitution we're talking about has a lot of good provisions. It's not everything that we're throwing away. What we're doing is a total overhaul. There are some provisions there that are good. Not everything. But to say you want to do with that without the input of National Assembly or the present government, it's a coup d'etat.
Give us a perspective.
It might not be bloody.
We had one who said, look, we have two kinds of sovereign.
Yes.
The popular sovereign, legal sovereign. The people who got the popular sovereign, National Assembly has the legal sovereign. And then some lawyers also say, look, yes, we donate, that sovereignty resides in the people, as the Constitution says. But we donate a part of that to the National Assembly. But when we need to take certain decisions, we still ultimately have the sovereignty.
Thank you. That's the revolution I'm talking about. That's revolution. The people can wake up any day and change the legal order. That's their rights as sovereignty. But that is a revolution. And as I said before, a revolution is a coup d'etat in law. They've had military coup d'etats that were no blood, nobody was killed. Once you change a legal order in a way and manner not contemplated by that order,
you know, the fear.
And the change is successful. There are three conditions. You know, one must completely, there's a conditions in law for a coup d'etat or revolution to be successful. One, you must completely overhaul and overtake the legal order in a way not contemplated by that order or the constitution. Two, must be in effective control. And then three, international community must live. These three conditions, a coup is
very quickly, I think what we just saw in Edo State, I think, amounts to some kind of fear, puts some kind of fear in the minds of people. If we go all through that, because already we've seen the committee go around some couple of places, and it's not been too good a story we're getting. That was a near fisticuff in Edo State, though it was well managed. Don't you think we may just not see the end of this particular advisory committee if we have even members trying to gag people from talking before the big talk starts?
I always have this feeling, let us give this thing a chance, because we need it very badly. Because I believe in one thing. It will assume a life of its own, whether you like it or not. You can start it, you can't predict the end. It's going to assume a life. All the red marks are there. Not even red marks, sorry. All the blue marks or green marks are there. You can see, look at it very squarely. All the same things are there. It is going to assume. If they say no-go areas, let's go. Let's start first. Let's talk. If somebody has ambition and is hiding something, he wants to play with the let us start the talk. Somebody tried it. Obasanjo tried it. It fizzled out when it became clear there was an ambition behind it. Let us start the talk.
All right.
The talk must go on. But we need legitimacy. And I believe that. I want to conclude. See, we're rounding up?
Yes.
I want to conclude with a quote from. I like Aminu Tambuwai. I don't know him. I've never met him before. But the way he carries himself, comes across as a very serious man. He said something which I want to read out. And it's very important. He said, the most compelling reason for revolution throughout the ages were injustice, crushing poverty, marginalization, rampant corruption, lawlessness, joblessness, and general disaffection with the ruling elites. You will agree with me that these describe conditions in our country now to a very large extent.
That must have been when you was represented by Kwame.
Yes. What I'm trying to say is that this captures the whole thing. We need to talk. We shouldn't shift it any further. Howsoever the nomenclature, the process will definitely fine-tune himself and assume a life of his own.
All right then, Idayopi, a legal practitioner, thank you for coming out this morning.